What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap video. Today we are finishing up about $1,700. So we made quite a few trades today. I traded AMD, CCXI, Dick's Sporting Goods, DKS, DLTR, Dollar Tree, HPE, Hewlett and Packard, NTNX, and an open trade on Twitter. So traded quite a few times, and if you guys have ever watched my recap videos, you guys know some days I'll trade more than others. Some days I'll trade just a little bit. Some days will be more kind of like a bunch of scalp trades. So anyways, today we had quite a few trades. We'll go over pretty much all of them. There's good ones, there's bad ones, there's silly mistakes. I never really lost a lot of money today. Didn't have any really big red trades, which was good. But definitely had some silly mistakes today that could have not done and ended up making more money. But anyways, we'll get into it. So the day starts off and I'm trading Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay. And I make good money on it, make a couple good trades, and then I end up taking not necessarily even bad trades. I just didn't have the patience to hold them and ended up, taking these small paper cut losses that I didn't need to take. So let's get the trades on here. All right, so first trade on the day was actually a short. I had watched Dick's push up, so it kind of just jumps up really strong in the morning, and then it just gets hammered all the way down. And I'm like, whoa. And so we started seeing a big sell volume come in a little bit more. So I ended up like, all right, let's try it. So I jump in short 2,000 shares at 43.75. Okay. I'm like, all right, maybe we'll get one of those quick morning panics. This could be nice. All right. And we do push down kind of aggressive for a quick second, and then I'm starting to feel it struggling. It's just not moving. If this was going to be one of those early morning panic moves, it would have probably done it already. It wouldn't be putting up this sort of fight, right? So I ended up closing out the trade, some 1,500 shares at 43.69 and some more 500 shares at 43.75. So I was in at 43.75. And I took off majority of my position at 43.69, so I made like a couple pennies, nothing really big, maybe like $60 or something. And then we're watching it, and we see it bounce all the way back, pull back. We kind of bounce the VWAP, we drop again, we get sucked up, and we create these lower wicks, right? If you look at the chart on this 1 minute time frame, you're going to see a couple lower wicks there, right? And so we keep seeing it get bought up, and at this point we're like, all right, this is kind of like a little mini bull flag happening over the VWAP with some buyer wicks. We're like, this we should probably get long on, right? See if we can get a push up over the pre-market high and so on. And so jump in long, 2,000 shares at 44.56, pops up to 44.72. I take off 500 shares, gets up to 44.78. I take off 1,100 shares, gets up to 45.09. I take off 300 shares, and then I close out the last 100 shares at 45.01. So not a bad trade, right? I think at this point I might be up about like $600-700 on it with that trade alone. Okay, then what happens is we get over the pre-market high. So let me draw a, was it there? Yeah, it was here. So let me draw a price level here. So we get over the pre-market high, which is obviously now that red dotted line. Okay, so we get over that. And if we actually go back a little bit, there's another price level I could point out, but who cares? Let's just go off the pre-market high here. So then we, let me zoom in more. I don't think you're going to be able to see it good enough. Let me zoom in again. Okay, so then we get over the pre-market high right here. We come down, we test this candle, we get back over, we kind of hold on that candle, and that's where I'm like, all right, we're bought up over the pre-market high. We've dropped below the pre-market high again. We went back over, and we dropped back down and retested. So if I were to play this out for you, this is pretty much what happened. We jump over pre-market high, we go under pre-market high. We go back over pre-market high. We open up on this candle, we drop down to pre-market high. Holds, I get in knowing that it held the pre-market high. So I get in 2,000 shares. Not the greatest fill. I get filled at 45.71. So I basically caught the top of that candle. So as soon as these candles opened up, I was red like $200, right? So that was part of what did it to me, is I got kind of a bad fill on the way up, didn't catch the bottom of that retest. So I end up buying 10 cents above, where I really want. And then, so I'm instantly down 200. So then I started going, well, I've already put myself at a $200 loss and the stock really hasn't even moved. If I am somehow wrong and it drops, I'm going to wipe out my $600 win that I took because I didn't get the best fill, kind of hesitated maybe a little bit. Part of it was the market order I did. And so, everything was good. Over the pre-market high, retest, hold, get in long, and then I just kind of fake myself out because of the P&L, and if it did drop, what would happen to the money I've already made. So I don't hold, and next thing you know, we kind of press up, and I could have been selling into that move, holding through this, etc. All right, so end up taking like a $180 loss on that, stupid. And then I traded again later in the day here, and I kind of got off. I'm like, you know what, this is going to be it. I'm going to get a win here, and it was a good-looking setup, and I bought with the impression, right, the thought that we were ready to break out. So when I bought that, and it already moved up on the day quite a bit, right? Dix is already up quite a bit on the day. So when I bought that, I'm like, all right, this is ready to break out. And I didn't expect anything fast, anything really aggressive, because Dix isn't moving aggressive, right? It's really not moving that aggressive. So I didn't really expect anything aggressive. I kind of thought maybe like a slow kind of ho-hum breakout, push up of highs, get a nice win under my belt. All right, and so I get in, top of that green candle, and I close out the next one because it didn't break out. I'm like, well, if this is a false breakout, I'm really gonna screw myself. So I did the same thing here that I did there. Same thing. Kind of worried about the P&L, worried about turning a green day to a red day. You don't want to do it. So now you're just kind of psyching yourself out, making bad not necessarily bad trades, just silly decisions and silly mistakes along the way that just kind of paper cut you down in the day. So we're at like 700 green on Dix today, and we bring it down to 128. So kind of silly mistakes there, right? So even on bull trades, right? Long here works, long here it works. Hell, the long from the beginning of the day worked. The only trade that really didn't was the short, right? So hindsight 2020, you're always amazing. In the moment, that's where the mistakes happen, and you kind of, it is what it is. So nonetheless, I end $128 green on Dix there today. CCXI. Let's wait for these trades to load. So CCXI early in the day, I really wasn't even messing with it. I was like, I'll just do a small 20 share short because who cares? It's 20 shares. So I did. I shorted 20 shares and covered 20 shares there. Nice little drop. Made like $15 or something. And then later in the day, I see it here and I'm like, oh, this is probably getting ready to drop. And anyways, I go 1,000 shares short. I really, so at this point in the day when I took this trade, I'm pretty much giving back all the win on the day. I went from 800 green to $267. And at this point, I'd already kind of taken a break on the day. I already took a break for an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. I was making one of the recap videos, and then I finished the recap video, and I looked back at some charts, and I'm like, you know what, this looks really good. Maybe I'll trade this, right? So, at this point, you already kind of lost most of your wins on the day, but you see a good setup, you want to take it, so you still don't have that super confident feeling because you don't have the cushion on the day. So anyways, I get in short 1,000 shares at $30.26. It breaks down a little bit. And wait, that's weird. Yeah, I did two covers on that, I thought. Yeah, but anyway, it resulted in a good trade. I made $279 pretty much from that one trade there. But I get short, it drops a bit. I cover up I think it was 700 shares. Covered up majority of it, right? After I got $150 win, I was like, all right, let's play smart. Let's just kind of lock these wins in, kind of slowly grind up our win on the day. So I lock in 700, and then the next second it just slams almost $1, right? So I had 1,000 shares. It was about $1 drop. I would have been able to make $600-700 on that drop. Covered most of it just before the drop, big drop, and then I only had 300 shares when we really dropped. So this doesn't show it accurately. Every once in a while, Thinkorswim will do that whenever you cover on the same candle. So, get short this candle. Candle drops a little bit. I cover 700. And then it slams down. Then I cover the 300. And then I result in a win of 279. Alrighty, on to the next one. Traded AMD. AMD, again, is very similar to the way I was trading CCXI. So with AMD, at this point, again, I pretty much stopped trading, taking a break, didn't really have much of a win under my belt at this point of the day, so I'm just kind of slowly trying to nip at a couple things, do a couple scalp trades, and find that momentum in the day where I can just make some nice small wins. All right, so I traded this 2 times here. I thought we were going to break down right here instantly, so I short 2,500 shares. Kind of drops. I can feel it's not going to. We're going to pull back again, and maybe we do a retest. But I just, and again, like a lot of times when I'm trading, you know, like if I got short here, if I just would have held through this pullback and then it would go down. True, I do that occasionally. I'll do that sometimes. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes, again, when it's free commission, who cares? You short, doesn't go instantly. Just take it off. You can always get back in, right? That's the way I kind of view things. So as I get short 2,500 shares, 39.03, drops down. I make like a little bit of money because I realize it's just not going to go yet. So then I see it over here. I reshort 2,500 shares at 39.01. We drop down. I cover up those shares here. And then I reshort again on the way down, cover some shares on here, shares on here. So pretty much just shorted this whole move. And I traded 7,500 shares and made $124. Like, not good, right? Like, sure, I was right. Sure, I made money. But for the amount of shares I took and the move that happened, like, that's a terrible win for what there. So I'm not priding myself on it. But yes, I was able to recognize the move. I didn't trade it as good as I should have. And, you know, trying to just like make some small wins, be patient, right? You know, be patient, wait for a trade, but, you know, take trades off quickly, try to lock in the profit and, you know, do all that tedious stuff in between a trade to, you know, not hurt yourself. And I end up hurting myself anyways. So AMD $124 win. Not great by any means, but still green. DLTR was a stock that I really did not trade well today. Understood the stock very well. Actually, maybe not. If I understood it very well, I should have traded better. But anyways, first trade on the day, just a low a day short, right? We drop down. We're going to break low a day. I go short 600 shares. Make like a small win of like $100-something, right? So pretty straightforward here. You know, we kind of press up, then we come down, roll over, break low a day. I go short 600. Then we're going to just kind of slam. Nope. Hesitate, pull back, then down. So I end up covering just right there. You know, a lot of times, like I said, I'm just a very tedious momentum trader. When I don't feel that the momentum is going to favor me the way that I want, I usually take trades off. And so I miss trades that way, but I also protect myself. So yes, I do miss out on these really big wins occasionally. But then I also protect myself from really big losses. That's same, you know, two sides of the coin there. Anyway, so make a little bit of money, not much. This is where I just I mean, I didn't even really trade it terrible in terms of my entries, but like just stupid. Same thing as Dick's, right? It was kind of same thing as Dick's. You know, get in long. It breaks up a little bit, gets rejected. I'm like, oh, well, if it's not going to go now, it's not going. So then I take it off for a small paper cut loss, right? Then it comes over here. Setup's even better. We break over the VWAP. You know, and I get long, and then it works for a second. I'm up like $100. Like both times, I was up like 150, and then end up losing like 150, 100. Right. So, anyways, I get long anticipating that move. Doesn't happen. Taken out. Right. Get long here anticipating that move. Doesn't happen. I get taken out. And I shouldn't even be selling these pullbacks. I was selling into them like an idiot. Right. I should have been holding that pullback or holding this pullback. Right. But again, like I always say to all traders and in our morning stream, if you pick the right time to buy and you're buying the right setup, you're probably not going to lose or not going to get stopped out or get faked out if you're trading the right setup. So it's very simple to look hindsight 2020, but the simple answer is I was trading the wrong setup. I was trading the wrong setup. If I held, would have worked. But I traded the wrong setup with the wrong size and I timed it wrong. It's plain and simple. It's how it works. If I would have timed it here, guess what? In, slam, 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 perfect. All right. But I was early makes it harder, simple, right? So I was up a couple $100, ended up giving back the money and only losing $2.73 on DLTR today. HPE, I traded with really heavy size today. Didn't make a lot of money. So again, we had this kind of like little mini bear flag setup, if you want to call it that, going like that, bam, bam, short the wedge break, 5,000 shares, goes down. Same thing as Dick's, same thing as DLTR today when I'm short. I'm like, meh, can't really feel that pressure favoring me anymore. I get in, it's working a bit, but really just not giving us that momentum you want. So I am closing out my 5,000 shares. So I got in short 5,000 at, what is that? 16.15. Drops down. Cover up like 4,000 here at 1611, 1,000 at 1617, make $113 for $113 for 5,000 shares. Not what you want. Not that great, right? So you're not going to pride myself there, but you manage what you can sometimes. And that's a lot of what this game comes down to, is just managing your trades, right? You're not going to always make great ones. You're not going to always make the best ones. Hell, half the time they're not going to be good at all. And you got to learn how to manage it so that you don't take these massive losses. So you get out with a small win, right? Recognize that the strength's not in your favor, okay? You're not going to be perfect, okay? NTNX. NTNX. And NTNX is really where I made most of my money on the day. Okay? So later in the day, after my break, this is where the big money came in on this. I really understood this, and I hammered this one pretty good. And that's what resulted in me getting a $1,000 win. So I traded earlier in the day with 3,000 shares. Right? So typically, I would not short this setup, usually. Usually this wouldn't be a good setup to short. And look, it wasn't, right, at that time. So typically if we have like a low a day mark like this and the stock's coming into low a day here, I won't typically short, because more oftentimes than not, when it goes, plain and simple, more oftentimes than not, when it's a double bottom kind of thing like that, you see the bottom here, and then you have this bottom coming in. When it's coming down there, usually it doesn't have as aggressive selling pressure as the first move on the day, because remember that the first move on the day has all the morning volume, all the morning volatility, right? So you're usually going to get a big spike in RSI, whether it's up or down or whatever direction the stock goes out of the gates. You're going to get a big jump in RSI in the beginning of the day, because that's where all the volume is and that's where most of the volatility is. So RSI will always be at a very high point or very low point beginning of the day, typically. Right, so if you look at the RSI here on the drop, right, that's where it was at the drop. That's where it was at the drop. Coming into here, this is where the stock price was below, right? It was below the previous, or yeah, like that, below the previous, and the volatility, the RSI was even lower too. You don't typically see that. You don't typically see the first move down in the day, right, double bottom, and then the second one down have more momentum favoring the downside. So knowing that it had more momentum favoring the downside, I was willing to attempt this short below the low a day mark, not anticipating a bounce because we had more momentum to the downside. I was willing to do that. So I get in short 3,000 shares. Guess what? Same thing. Same thing as Dix. Same thing as HPE. Same thing as DLTR on the day. I get in short. Pressure's just not there. We're not really hammering it down the way we should. As soon as I get in, I think I take it off. I think I made like $8 or like 8 cents or something, 80 cents. It was tiny, right? Okay, clearly I'm wrong. So then later in the day, after we bounce here, we trade down again. We trade down again. So now we're creating a very clear pattern to me, a descending triangle formation sort of play. So what do? I have low day mark there. As we're approaching this attempt, this move down, right? I go short 3,000 shares. Yep, 3,000 shares there. As we drop, I cover up 2,000. So I get short at 33.12, 3,000 shares. I cover up 2,000 at 32.92. So made like decent amount there. Then I cover up 500 shares at 32.90. Then I cover up 300 shares at 32.92. And then let's see where we're at. I cover up 1,900 shares at 32.65, and then I cover up another 800 shares at 32.75. So, big entry, many multiple buys out. And then as it trades, I can see we're going to do it again. We're going to go through like another move down. So then I get short 1,500 shares, another 1,000. So I go short 3,000, cover up all 3,000. Then I go short 2,500, cover up all 2,500. So let me kind of get out of this and then go back in, and you'll be able to see a little bit better. All right, so there we are, zooming in a little bit. So we go short here at 3,000, cover up 3,000, go short 2,500, cover up 2,500. And that's me a gain of $1,063 on the day. So not bad, right? Very good. Nice way to start off Tuesday or beginning of the week, right? And then the last thing that we really did today was a move on Twitter. We've been watching Twitter for weeks now. Yeah, really been watching Twitter for weeks now, and we've been waiting to swing trade this. So I think today, past couple days, gives us the feeling that it's time to start getting long this. So anyways, I got long 100 shares here in the day, got long 100 shares here, added 25, added 25, added 25, added 25, added 5. So kind of adding on the dips, adding on the way up, and so we're green a little bit, got 305 shares. Yeah, nothing really much more to it. So those are all the trades on the day. Hope you guys learned something new. Hope you guys liked the video. Always give it a thumbs up. Always subscribe to the channel. Always check out the links in the description. And always make sure to join us in our private group so you can join some of these trades as we do them live throughout the day. And even if you don't take them live with us, you really get to learn a lot as you join our team and see everything done in real time and all the coaching behind it. So everybody take care. Have a great rest of your night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I'll see you in the next video.